A train wreck just lit in fire. The NFT and Eliza diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your meme coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures grow. Web3 wonders, chain reactors on
Good morning, Mega GMs. Welcome, Slam Nation, to the show. Sonia, I'm glad you made it. I'm going to be honest. I thought at first when I saw a reply from you on Twitter, on X, maybe a week or two ago, I thought you were AI at first. That's like what we all think that of everything now, right? And you're not. You're not. It's cool. I love that. I did. I just did. But it's because InfoFi hurt us so bad. No, you made some comments about the show. I know you watch. I know you're real. But I'm glad you made it. InfoFi really hurt us, man. It really hurt us. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, though. Super, super cool. It's a holiday here in the States. So vibes, quieter. Market, I was going to say quieter, but not really, man. Last we met on Friday, right? We're talking about tariffs, but we're talking about tariffs in that we're waiting for a resolution. We're waiting on a Supreme Court ruling and kind of thinking we're past the tariff conversation. Oh, but no. Couldn't be more wrong about that. Big news this weekend about tariffs and more tariffs set to be imposed on the EU, and the market's spooked. The markets don't know what to do. They do, and it's not looking great right now. And that's what we should expect this year, is like more unexpected. And my biggest fear for 2026, well, it's playing out like live right now. It's that any momentum we get is crushed. It's just crushed by things that you can't count on coming from the Trump administration. That's all you can count on, is that more things like this will happen. It's going to be a fun one. That I know. That I know for sure. All right, let me start today with actually some alpha. Actually, I should probably start tweeting the show. That probably is a good idea. But while I'm doing that, let me put some alpha in front of you. For those of you who are like just very plugged in, you've seen this already. Very viral tweet. But I got to put it here because, look, this show's for people who are plugged in. It's also for people who can't be. Right? I want to keep everybody as plugged in as you could possibly be in just an hour a day. Funny enough, like to that point, was listening to a Spaces this weekend with some friends, and these are people who are very on top of stuff. Like, at least the past few years, this crypto's their kind of everything. This is where they spend their time. And hearing from some of these people that they're not anymore. Like I gave an example of this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Well, I heard this weekend another person who I just assumed was as dialed in as ever saying, I'm not looking anymore. Of course, I'm going to like check Twitter like once a day, but he's not looking, and he's not looking to trade, and he's like out. He's not playing this the same. And universally, that was like the response from people. They're like, there's no reason to stay plugged in. And I was tempted to jump up and chat and be like, you guys are nuts. You guys are missing some like really crazy plays, especially on NFTs. I don't care about the meme coin stuff. And yeah, there's plays there too, but especially in NFTs, there's people making money. And again, I think you're setting up yourself for maybe later this year, but really over the next few years to have some like incredible plays, some massive, massive plays. I would not fall into that trap of unplugging. I wouldn't do it, especially now. As we get through today, we'll probably see some examples why I wouldn't be unplugging right now. That's all I'll say. I wouldn't. All right. Something is coming, right? You guys know this Bags app is a new AI meta that kind of is born over the past, few weeks, really. The Ralph coin, the gas coin, There's quite a few over on Bags app. We'll talk about that too. I got some experience with that this weekend. Somebody actually launched a coin on Bags app for my stream. We'll get to that because it was kind of scammy. But it's a super hot meta. More than that, it's the meta of like vibe coding, launching products, creating products and launching meme coins for them. And in the case of Bags app, somebody else launches the coin for you. They direct royalties to you. See, it's kind of like a different twist on it. It's not that different. Idea Ralph, kind of same thing as in, it's different. It's not that different. But here's the alpha. There's a new coin coming from Meta Alchemist. Idea Ralph, I think, is the name. And I believe, just going by this tweet, you may get tokens just from dropping your wallet address. It might be that simple. If you quote retweet it, you get good engagement. You can get a multiplier on those coins. So all this, I'm going to say maybe because let's see how it actually plays out. But he does have a 7-minute, 8-minute video here explaining the whole concept. This weekend, we covered the whole thing. We went through the whole video. And again, I'm summing it up by saying, like, this is going to be a coin you'll get just from dropping your address here. So you should, let me drop it in the chat, actually. Luna GM, man. Good to see you. There you go. Drop your ETH address here. It's going to be a base token. So, drop your ETH address. And let's see how it plays out. This may kick off. I think it's within the next 2 weeks, but get your address there. Maybe do the quote retweet. The TLDR on Idea Ralph is other people like vibe coders can like connect to Idea Ralph, the Idea Ralph MCP, connect to it, vibe code your app. It launches a coin. The coin gets distributed to Idea Ralph token holders. So that's what it is. Your percentage of tokens that you're holding, right? Your percent of the token supply you hold is maybe the percent of the other token, whatever amount of supply they're giving to the Idea Ralph community, we'll call it. That's the percent you get. That's the rough idea. Now let's see if it works. Let's see if this is fresh enough. I don't know that it is, but it's a freebie play. So why not? Why not? And when you have somebody like ICO Beast saying, like, you don't bet against a guy like this, Meta Alchemist. I read this wrong at first. I thought it was griftiest. I thought he said griftiest MFers in the space. It's not. He says grittiest. So I love it. I'm not going to bet against that. And it's free. And let's just see if this meta's hot. Thread Guy's going to be talking. Look, Thread Guy's really bullish on the Bags app meta, at least was before some weekend drama. We'll also get to that. But he's got some of these guys coming on a stream this week. So, like, we got to stay plugged into the Bags app meta. We have to. We'll talk about it more here in a minute. Kevin, good morning. Dude, I was going down, I won't get sidetracked, but I was going down memory lane thinking of some concerts I went to in Florida. And like I had told you the story, I saw No Doubt in Lakeland. And I just remembered a Stone Temple Pilots show I went to in Zephyr Hills. That's what I was thinking of. I have so many awesome memories of shows down there, man. Cool spot. Lakeland's cool. All right. Let's get ready for the real thing. Like the real thing, the real reason we do this, the real reason we stay plugged in, why I insist you don't unplug. You don't. Because Brian Johnson put out a tweet here yesterday. And like, look, he's not talking about crypto, but he actually is. He's not like, that's not the point of his tweet here, but he is talking about crypto. He's more talking about AI, and I think two sides of the same coin here. It says the coming years are going to be insane. Figuratively and literally. The primary reason is society is about to enter a phase of transition. And I love his analogy here, man. Raoul Pal calls it the economic singularity. He's coming at it from like an economic standpoint, an opportunity to make money, but also, again, the economy is going to get very strange. But Brian makes this analogy with like your body temperature, or also he's saying water, and saying how drastic a little difference can make. And we know this, by the way, global warming, whatever your thoughts or feels on it, the ideas of it, right? The temperature changing this much, a percentage of a degree or 1 degree or a couple degrees is the difference between ocean levels here or your town, your city being completely underwater, right? Like it's just the concept. I'm not saying whether it is or isn't happening or whatever, but the idea of that, facts, right? Water at 99 degrees is hot, stable, behaves like liquid. at 101 degrees, so 2 degrees difference, water becomes gas. Completely different thing. What's up, cats? Good morning, man. Completely different thing. 2 degrees, and you have a whole different thing happening. And so Brian Johnson is saying the difference between 2026 and 2030, whatever. And for right now, I go just 2030 because I don't know. Nobody knows. We don't know. So I'm just going to go, I'm going to set a date so I can make my plans, and we'll adjust that date, and we'll adjust our price predictions and all of that as we get closer and to that point. But the difference between 26 and 2030, whatever, is the difference of 99 degrees to 101 degrees. I love the analogy. And it doesn't sound like much, but now you know in real life, in practice, you know how extreme of a difference that is. And that's what's happening. And man, I might argue that the difference is not 99 to 101. I might argue the difference is like 99 degrees to like 115. I think it's going to be that different, that weird. Now, maybe not by 2030, but by 2050, 2070, right? Like that's a whole different story. But I love the analogy here. And that, again, is the reason you don't unplug here. Under no circumstance do you unplug right now, because the people who are unplugged, you know what their plan is? When things get hot again, when things get really interesting, when things get really spicy, they plan to come back. Your best opportunity is being there ahead of them, because you know what they do when they come back. They buy your bags. It's that simple. All right. I reminded myself this weekend, I was watching back a stream. And I forgot it takes time to render the chat. So I'm watching it back, and people tell me this a lot. They're like, I can't follow when you're talking to the chat because I don't see the chat. Like if you're replaying the videos, I got to remember to put the chat up on the screen. So I don't know. I think that, yeah, let's do that. We'll try that. Regular big. There we go. All right. Yeah, I got to keep the chat up because, again, I watched it back. I'm making my notes, and like, fuck, man, you can't see the chat. I have no idea I have no idea what I was talking about or who I was talking to, you know? So, things, that move is happening, by the way. The 99 to 101 in the process of happening. You're seeing it in silver prices. Cats, by the way, good luck, man. A lot of us know those days. They're fun. But holy cow, man. Good luck to you, sir. Jay Wise, good morning, man. Jay Wise is our most recent quant, right? Setting us up. Yeah. Jay Wise setting us up for that Wiggins play. Thank you, man. Keeps getting his flowers for now, like he just does, till somebody else takes that crown. Yep. We got through our cheer season, and we've got a couple months of nutting. I got lucky. My daughter's driving now. That's our new thing, that's fun. I feel for you, brother. Anyway, we're seeing the temperature change here. Look, I mean, silver. Somebody tell me I'm crazy. Didn't silver hit over 100 like a week ago? I don't know why. I must be wrong, but Kobasi letter is saying silver over 94 an ounce for the first time, in history. I thought I swore we were over 100 last week. But whatever, I'm wrong. Whatever. But gold all-time high as well. I mean, man, and it's not going to stop. It's not. Look at it as like the leading indicator. It's like we've known for a long time the world's going to change. We've known that. We've known the Brian Johnson thing. We've known the Raoul Pal economic. We've known this for some years now. Especially we're very plugged into AI, so we know. But the rest of the world is starting to really wake up, and they're being forced to because of kind of the state of the world. And yet Bitcoin not doing that thing. It's not that thing we thought it was, although I might argue it actually really is. I might argue that Bitcoin is holding up incredibly well, because back in the day, you had massive dumps on this bad news, and you don't have that now. We did have a dump yesterday, 2%, 3%. I kind of argue, I'd like to make a better case for it, but I would want to argue that Bitcoin is holding up, I think, extremely well. I think Bitcoin is acting like a much more matured asset now. The fact that it's not losing 10%, 15% on news like this, it's not. It's 2 or 3%. And honestly, part of that you could explain as like leverage being flushed out because that does happen a lot. Maybe news is being used as cover. I don't know. Either way, Dr. Profit is right, and he's been right, and this guy's super dialed in. He's been long gold and silver all year. He called the top of Bitcoin last year. He still calls that it's a down year for crypto, that the bottom is more like September, October this year. And then next year, look out. Next year, going to get spicy for crypto. But he's got a good point here. Hoods, good morning, man. He's got a good point. Bitcoin's losing value against the US dollar. The dollar is actually doing okay. It actually is. Kind of goes against his point, but long-term dollar value goes down, Bitcoin losing value. Right now against the US dollar, it is. Dollar long-term is losing value. But it's just, well, because of inflation too, absolutely. Just funny saying you lose twice with Bitcoin right now. Like true right this second, if you're snapshotting right this second, yes. Right this second, yes. But that's still what I'm betting on is Bitcoin. Bitcoin and only Bitcoin. You know me personally, my bags, I'm betting on other things, but you know, the thesis is you bet on Bitcoin. And we'll keep doing it. I'll say again, you don't want to unplug right now. You don't. And make sure more than that you're just very plugged in. You can do that by watching us. Tune into this show, man. Make sure you catch this. Catch it on the replay, catch it daily, whatever. Just stay plugged in. If it's not here, by the way, somewhere else, make sure every day you're checking crypto. Find something and make sure your finger's on the pulse here. You got to do it. Do that here by subscribing to Crypto Slam on YouTube. Follow us at Crypto Slam IO on X. Definitely follow Slam Nation X on X as well. This is where the show streams on that side. And get ready for something I'm super proud of, and I know the team is proud of, and you will see it very soon. Go to ethoswarm.ai and get on the wait list. Have a very cool thing I did this weekend on it that I can't wait for you guys to see and actually be a part of. I'm pretty pumped for it. Get on the wait list. You'll see it first, and you'll see it very soon. Can't wait. All right. The Hoods, you talking about the tax on virtuals? Oh, yeah. You got 75 cents for $4 at Nexus. Yeah, the virtuals tax is part of the game, right? Yeah. Yeah, you got in with like an 80% tax or so. Yeah. You got a plan for that. Got a plan, or you got to wait a little bit. Falls to 1%. But yeah. Anyway, here's the news of the weekend. This is not nothing, by the way. A lot of the tariff stuff, it's not a nothing burger, but it's kind of a nothing burger. And at this point, you know, it's been mostly words, even though the tariffs are real, right? But it's kind of been a war of words, and the market's not reacting to it the same way. This is different. Okay, Trump on Friday, or was it Saturday? Trump on Saturday announced that he's imposing 10% tariffs. 10% tariffs on France, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, and the UK. And those tariffs will go to 25% as of June 1st if the U.S. doesn't acquire Greenland. J-Wise, yeah. That's the story. Again, it could have just been leverage being flushed out, but like it's this, right? Futures open last night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and that's the dump. There we go, Checka. Or buy an asset that doesn't play stupid games. There you go. Hoods, give us the thesis on Nexus, by the way. Drop that in the chat. I'm curious. This is not like the other tariffs, I don't believe. Now, it is as in Trump has his game plan. You got to hope that he's got his plan, his purpose. You know, that this isn't real. But like this feels a little different. He feels a little more serious now. He wants Greenland. He really wants Greenland. He feels like it's a matter of national security. We have to have Greenland. And so tariffs against all of our friends, all these NATO countries, again, our closest allies, because they're not backing us to acquire Greenland. It is crazy. And I still say Like, look, we don't know everything going on behind the scenes. Maybe there's something happening. Maybe there's more to the story, right? I always allow that, like, it could be wrong. I lean towards this is fucking awful, like ridiculous. And I get strategically why it makes sense, but doing it this way seems ridiculous. Maybe there's more going on that we don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Right? Um, dump last night. U.S. stock market futures opened and we're down. A market closed today, by the way. Right? Holiday here. It's MLK. MLK Day. But the market doesn't like the tariff news. For good reason this time, though. It's less about the tariffs that we're announcing, and it's more about pushback finally, from these other countries. Here's Germany. Here's Germany saying we've finally crossed the line. We're constantly experiencing new provocations by Trump. There's a limit. That limit's been reached. We haven't heard them talk like this before. We saw Canada announce a trade deal with China last week. This is new. This is new stuff. We've not heard the response like this. And you have to believe there is a line where we cross it and it actually causes a problem. Did we reach it? We might have. It's not great. The UK, same thing. Yeah. It's not great. I'm not a fan of what's going on right now. What's up, Luna? Good morning, man. Again, I think we crossed the line. And I think we crossed it probably a long time ago, but this one feels kind of different. And now here you go. This news dropped yesterday. The EU's prepping up to $93 billion in tariffs and other restrictions on U.S. companies in response to Trump's 10% tariff and demands for Greenland. Again, this is why market dumped. It's less about us and our 10% tariff. It's about this. It's that the EU's fighting back. It's not great. It's not great. 7 Soul in your wallet. Oh, dude. Okay. Hey, Pump Fun's birthday today. I didn't know. You would hope then. You would hope we get some great memes. It's not a bad shout, dude. Luna, I was saying before you got here, I've got some friends who play the trenches pretty actively. Well, I heard this weekend on Spaces saying they're not doing it anymore and they're not paying attention anymore and they're just out. They're just out there like it's a waste of time here. I'm like, dude, that's shocking. I wouldn't unplug, but I get it. I think slow down. I think stay is every bit as plugged in, but I think slow down. And I really believe it's play NFTs. I really believe it. You know, I won't say a thing if I didn't believe it. I really believe it. I think NFTs are maybe the play right now. The rumor in Canada this morning is that Carney's considering sending troops for exercises in Greenland with NATO. Right. We've got all these countries sending some troops over there. Right. This is different. We crossed a line. I saw yesterday as well with Perps. Man, I don't know if it might have been like Legendary tweeted out or like Bread or ICO. It was ICO Beast, I think, saying he's got these longs, leveraged longs, and he got out of it right before the market dumped, like just minutes before the market dumped. Would have got liquidated. JY's, yep. Yeah. I wonder if we can get another 10-10. I mean, I believe we can, but we were so frothy right before. Remember, we had just hit an all-time high 4 days before. So, like, another 10-10 can definitely happen. Definitely can happen. I don't know right now, but that should spook people a bit. Yeah, this is different. Also, just to put the tinfoil on, you know, but the Bank of England was told to prepare for a market crash if the United States announces alien life. That conversation, we've been hearing about this for years at this point, right? Disclosures happening. Our guy Luna has predicted such a thing. There you go. Many times. Bank of England told to prepare for a market crash if we announce alien life. Well, okay. The word out there in like, hell yeah, Cheka. Word out there right now is that the United States might announce that we're not alone somewhere around our 250th anniversary celebration, which is like this year, July. Might happen. We've heard a bunch of times that Trump wants to be, or yeah, I think wants to be the guy that does that. I kind of bet he's going to do it. I would bet that. The timing of this is super interesting. I kind of think it happens. So, like, dude, again, just be aware. Like, be ready. At some point, that's coming. At some point, it's coming. All right, let's look at the market here. Look, all in all, not bad. Bitcoin's down 2.5% in the past 24 hours. We're at 92.8. ETH is at 3,200, down almost 4%, though. BNB 924, Ripple 198, Solana 133, and I got to check these other few that I'm just like trying to daily check in on, which is Monero 624. Actually, funny enough, man, bad news sends Monero up 4.5%. Kind of interesting. You got to watch for these assets that move the opposite way, and Monero might be that. Pretty freaking interesting. All right, so Monero looking all right. The last one I'm checking now daily is Midnight. There's a lot of other great ones we should be looking at probably daily, like Hype. But I'm looking at Midnight, and I'd mentioned why. Reason is because every week I look at the top 7 gainers and losers. Pepe, dude, yeah, good shout. Actually, guys, yeah, Dash. Look, hang on, let's look at Dash. Give me some tickers. Tell me some coins that you guys think we should be checking daily. Actually, should make a list and we should check them daily. But Midnight's when I'm checking daily now because man, like, when I do my newsletter, when I do my report, I look at the top 7 gainers and losers. When I see something that's lost multiple weeks in a row that's in the top 5 losers, I always see it one of the following weeks in the top 5 gainers. And so Midnight's on a 2-week skid of being in the top 5 losers. And so I'm watching for its turnaround. Here's Dash actually down 8.5% in the past 24 hours. Wow. Now here's what's interesting too. I realized this yesterday. I'm looking at the top 100 coins by market cap. Midnight, if it falls out of that, which it does, it's right on that line, won't show in my report. So it would, in theory, I think it might be in the top 5 losers if its market cap were a little higher. But there it is right at 101. So down 14% on the week, down 1%, down 4.6% in the past day. So I'm just watching because I think Midnight's going to have a big turnaround. But let me see here. If I look at the top losers, where would Midnight rank? It would be at number 5. So this, I'm just going to tuck it away into my, back of my mind. I'm going to say it's 3 weeks in a row now where Midnight's a top 5 loser. I am expecting a big rebound for it soon. But Pepe's a good shout. I'm going to look at Pepe. If I didn't say it, by the way, Iraq, good morning, man. We got some NFT stuff to talk today. Always now. Always. Yeah, where is Pepe? Let's do Pepe and then let's get to ETFs real quick. How's Pepe looking? Lighter. What's lighter at now? And what's Ondo? Give me a price. Let's see. Pepe down 10%, almost 9.4% in the past 24 hours. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, yikes. Oh wow, lighter 167. Wow. Man, I don't think this little dump we had is a short-term thing. Markets tomorrow, I think, are going to be pretty ugly. Like, it's different. This one's different, man. Again, we still know the Trump playbook. I'm going to show that in a moment, too. We know how this plays out, too. In the long run, fine. Friday, 394 million outflows on the Bitcoin ETFs. On Ethereum, 4.7 million inflows. And then Solana, I'm just going to assume we're at like 5 mil of inflows. Oh, shit. We got outflows in Solana ETFs. Almost never see it, but 2.2 million outflows. Okay. We almost never see it. But what's up, Bold? Good morning. Here's the playbook. It's real. Okay. I love this, by the way. It's like it's a joke, but it's also not. Here's how it goes. Trump announces silly things. So tariffs. And the Greenland thing and tariffs. EU says silly thing, deeply concerning. It'll consider its options. Prime Minister of Japan calls Trump to discuss silly thing and is concerned. Had a productive discussion, right? But concerned. UK Prime Minister wants to have discussions about silly thing. Prime Minister of Israel calls Trump to discuss silly thing and protect Israel from it. Rumors circulate that China will do its own silly thing. I love this. It's so spot on. Russia stays quiet because Russia benefits from the silly thing for some bizarre reason. Stocks crash. American business leaders want to speak to Trump to convince him the silly thing is silly. This is great. Some say the silly thing is illegal, and then it'll go to the Supreme Court. By the way, that's coming maybe this week. We get maybe the Supreme Court ruling on tariffs tomorrow or Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. That might unravel all this. It might be a whole nothing burger. In fact, actually, you know what? Man, guys, all right. You know how last week I said that I don't know what way the market goes, if tariffs are ruled illegal or legal? I couldn't get a feel for either side of it. What way does the market go? If they're illegal, does the market go up or down? If they're ruled legal, does it go up or down? I can't get a feel for it. Now I'm starting to get a feel that if they're ruled illegal, the market rips. The market loves it because this changed everything. I think what just happened Saturday changed all of it. So if they're ruled illegal, I think the market loves it and the market rips because then that cancels any of these EU retaliatory tariffs. So this is a much bigger deal. If they're ruled illegal, I think we rip. I think it's Bitcoin. At this point, it's not like I don't think it's 100K Bitcoin, but back to 97-ish, maybe 100, but I don't think we dump on a ruling that they're illegal. Where before I could picture it. I don't know. Rumors start circulating that Trump will cancel the silly thing. Poly market, yeah. Trump denies he'll stop the silly thing. Prices crash. Stocks crash. Trump suddenly stops the silly thing. All a bluff. This is great, dude. Yeah, this is almost exactly how it'll work out. And then Trump supporters will say it's 5D chess. That man is a freaking master extractor. Crazy. It's crazy. Man, the tariff thing, it's the biggest thing hanging over us right now. We've got many things hanging over us, but the tariff thing is the biggest one. Tariff revenue, crazy, up 234% year over year. So record 264 billion. And we still don't know if they're legal. We still don't know if we have to refund it. Here's how poly market's looking right now. 31% chance that the Supreme Court rules in favor of the tariffs, so 69% chance they're illegal. Again, that ruling may come tomorrow or it may come Wednesday. They've not given a date, whereas the first time they were set to rule on it, we got a date. We got next Wednesday, right? And when they didn't rule on it next Wednesday, we never got a new date. But I guess Tuesday, Wednesday is in theory when they would give their next ruling. So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Right? And then the Clarity Act hanging over us. And the way this is being talked about now, I kind of like with tariffs being illegal or not, wasn't sure how the market will react. I'm kind of there with the Clarity Act. Also, still, I fully expect it to not pass. But I don't know how the market's going to react. It will react. It will not be good if the White House pulls its support. And that's what Eleanor Tariffs saying as of Friday. White House considering pulling its support for the crypto market structure bill. That's what she's reporting. If Coinbase doesn't come back and support this thing, then the White House may not support it, which is crazy. And we thought we needed the White House support, the Trump administration support. That was like one of the core reasons we were so bullish on crypto right now. But they pull support for crypto in general, which they won't do. Right. I think we're past that, but that would not be good. I don't think that would be good. Brian Armstrong actually saying he thinks her reporting was not accurate here. Likes her reporting in general, thinks this was not accurate, saying the White House is not pulling support. They just want us to have some like meaningful progress on the stablecoin yield thing. And I think they'll get there. But man, this is what's worrisome, right? So we were hoping this gets passed before the end of January because people are saying if it doesn't pass in January, it's not going to pass this year and it might be years off. And behind the scenes, they're talking about not January. They're talking about they think or hope it'll pass this quarter. So putting us past January, which, by the way, the government shutdown is still hanging over us. Government shutdown might happen. We may not have an open government in the quarter here. Right? Luna, I do now. In fact, we let off with a Dr. Prophet's post here. Dr. Prophet. Yeah, I do now, thanks to you, man. But a lot of things not great. And we knew that. Every day we say it. A lot of things hanging over us. A lot of things that can kill and are killing any momentum we'd get. Yeah, and they're killing us right now. Here's white whale, by the way, down to like a 50 mil market cap. This screenshot's when this morning. So like 8 hours ago. There's white whale. So nothing's immune. Nothing's immune right now. Not even a super cabaled, I guess I could call it bundled coin. White whale getting like just brutalized right now from 200 mil down to 50 mil now. And also, I think white whale might be a really great buy now. So we'll say that too. In fact, hang on. I want to peek. Let's peek. Let's peek at white whale. I think it's actually a buy here. Especially if it falls lower. If white whale's down in like the 30 mil or so, I think it's a huge buy. But let's see. But yeah, guys getting absolutely right. 48 mil right now. I don't hate this at all right here. I think that's a super interesting buy. And I think the market can go pretty decently lower. Right on our stream yesterday, I think I said upper 80s are in play. Right? I think the tariff thing is that big of a problem right now. So, there we go. I think it's in play. Upper 80s. Anyway, white whale I like here. I like it. We'll get to the bags app stuff, but just know like the AI meta is right here on the surface. It was 2 days ago, it was so much hotter. That gas token, right? We wake up to, hang on, let's see. The way white whale guy cultivates inspirational narrative on X with AI art should be, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a perfect coin in a way, and I know it's all bundled and whatever, but like, I think that works. That's why Pepe's so big, is because it was bundled and it was like shepherded to its like multi-billion market cap. It works. You got to have the right people with good intentions doing, leading these coins. You do. And I like what white whale's doing. So like this gas token on like Thursday or Friday exploded from basically nothing to like a 60 mil market cap. And we'll get into the bags app and what it is exactly, but got also brutalized this weekend when the guy who created the Gastown thing, right? Somebody else launched the gas token for him, and they direct the royalties to him, and he accepted the royalties, made $300,000. And then on Saturday, tweeted in the morning that, guys, I'm so busy deving this thing out, I'm not gonna be able to tweet about this. Like, I'm not here to like bull post about your bags and his bags too at that point. And man, there goes the token. Killed the token. I believe it's under 10 mil now. Wait. Is that it? Is it at 1 mil? Did this thing just get nuked? That's it. That's the coin, man. It's at 1.4 mil. Holy shit. I didn't think it was going to fall that hard. Somebody dumped here. Obviously somebody nuked this chart. That's crazy. I thought it would hold up around 10 mil. I did. I thought it would hold up around 10 mil. I'm shocked to see it at 1.5. I think this might be a buy here too, because he's still supporting this thing just at his own pace, his own way. This thing's at 1.5 mil. I think this is also a buy. And I don't think it's going to get back to 60 mil, but 10 mil or so, I think so. I bet you got a 5x in this thing. I still think that bags app is interesting. Nothing more than that right now, but I think it's interesting. Let's see. But wow, man, I can't believe it's at 1.5. I can't believe it. Whole AI ecosystem also took a dump. 5.6 billion market cap again for the whole AI sector. It's not great. It's not great. I can't believe that. Whatever. Fart Coin's your top agent coin, followed by Tibber, Rect, Alk, and Toshi. Keep Rect in mind because I'm gonna just keep it in mind. I'm gonna talk about when we get to NFTs, another NFT coin that I think can follow the Rect path. Crazy upside. I bet some of you know exactly which one it is. I bet Erock knows. In fact, Erock's the guy who knows exactly what coin it is. And I got some and I'm not selling it. There is one NFT coin that I think may play out exactly like Rect, whether it's to the level it's at now or to its all-time high. Rect's got this other coin's got Rect type action ahead of it, I think. You did, Katz, you did. You said it was obvious short-term narrative. I'm not convinced it's over, but I could see it being over. Oh man, Erock, yeah. How'd you know? How'd you know, man? It's crazy. Yeah, it's Vibester. I think Vibester has very, very, very possibly a 10x in it. This all relies on the market getting hot. Vibester's got a 10x in it, but like what I really believe is if things get very exciting, if we get euphoric for a period, I think Vibester has like a 50x in it. Possibly. That's the extreme end of it. But a 10x, yeah, 15x, yeah, I think so. I think I don't think I was thinking about this morning. I went in one of my like autistic trances, and I literally do like the Paul Atreides thing or the Doctor Strange thing, and I'm trying to picture all these different outcomes, and they're just coming so fast. And there is one of these paths where the market gets super hot, and Vibester is a $250 million coin. So what I was thinking is, I'm like, dude, talking to myself, I'm like, dude, I don't think you'd be insane to go all in on Vibester. I don't think you'd be crazy to put like $5,000 or $10,000 or 15 or 12. I don't think you'd be crazy to put like some like decent size in there. I don't think that'd be a crazy play. I don't. I mean it. I don't. I think you turn 10 grand into 100 grand. That's what I think Vibester can do. I think Vibester can get your 10 grand turned into 100. And I don't think it's going to be like short-term pump. I think it's something you can exit out of safely. I believe it. I also think you can lose half your bags that way too. I think your 10 grand can turn to 5 grand on paper. I do. I'm sure of that. I'm super sure of that. But we talk risk reward. We talk the asymmetrical bets. I think Vibester is that. I believe it. That's why I'm not selling. We'll get to that too. I got to start speeding up. Good Lord. Good Lord. I wish, Erock. I wish it were true. Mindshare. And we actually got a big update here. Oh, Mindshare's not working. Great. Am I crazy or does like cookie.fun never work? Am I nuts? There's always something not right here. So Mindshare's not working. Let's just assume it's all the same stuff. It's Fartcoin. It's like Rect. It's virtual. It's Elsa AI. Definitely on there. You know, like, right, we know who's on it for the most part. And just a heads up then, because we've seen Elsa AI. We've seen them there for months. Finally, right, they never had a token. Finally, that token is happening. TGE is tomorrow. Finally. Elsa AI. It's called Hey Elsa. TGE tomorrow. They'll be listed on Bybit, Coinbase, apparently, KuCoin, Mexi, and Binance Alpha. That might be a hot coin. That might be a real hot coin. So finally, we'll get to see market cap and we'll get to include it on those other lists. And it'll probably fall down on the Mindshare rankings. But it has been like basically the number one Mindshare AI project for months. So cool to see. All right, quickly, and it's not a lot we'll talk about on virtuals today, but new tokens, how are they looking? Nothing crazy. There's Pilot 3 who had their relaunch recently, who partnered with some good, virtuals projects. So we'll at some point touch on them more. But there's Melvin, 449K. Morse from just over a week ago, 645K. Nothing crazy right now. It's still the main players are the main players from a while back. It's Repo and it's Reply. Those are our main players right now. And they're good ones. And then live on the board, same that we talked about last week. Way's coming up in 2 days. That might be a play. Like, this might be a legit play, Way. That's right. Yeah. Hood's played Nexus. I'll peek at that real quick, actually. Black Swan's coming up in a week, right? 3rd place in the Virtuals Hackathon. Man, Luna. Man, hold on to that thought. Hold on to that thought, Luna. What is Nexus, though? All I care about is the team, and there's no X account, and I don't know. Right off the bat, I don't know about this one. Hoods. Blockchain native intelligence layer for coordinating autonomous robots and on-chain agents through a single evolving brain. I'm not sure about this one. I think so. If there's more info about the team, different story. But I think this is one I would have definitely waited for it to come down to 1%. I don't think I'd buy that one while that tax is at 80%, 90%, whatever. Very simply because the team, because there's nothing. Now maybe like their TG is like hot, but this just feels like another one of those ones where we've heard that. We've heard that narrative like over and over and over. Do they show their face ever here? Yeah, maybe it's awesome though. I hope it is. But Way is the one to play. If you're playing something, Way is the one to play easily by a mile. It's going to be over 5 mil. It could be a 10 mil coin. I don't think the market's giving us that right now, but I think 5 mil, yeah. So Way, I think, is going to be a play. Well, yeah, I'm very sure. Not a nothing burger. Also, Black Swan, not a nothing burger, but I think Black Swan's going to be like 2 mil. 1.5. Actually, the like decent-ish ones right now are like right around a mil, 600K to like 1.5. I think that's what Black Swan's looking at. Maybe 2 to 3. I don't think Black Swan higher than 3 though. So we'll see. Hoods, you're gonna need that coin to get to like, God, I don't even know. Off the top of my head, you're going to need that to be at like 4 or 5 mil to break even. Ballpark. Maybe I'm off by a bit. But I think it's got to hit a market cap that I'm not sure I see for it. But also, I could be way wrong. I hope I'm way wrong on that one. Really do. Look, man, none of this stuff, and we're going to talk bags app, but none of this stuff works if it's just meme coins, man. Like we talk all the time about this. If it's just a meme coin, then like what good is it? White whale can't, super cabaled or super controlled, and even that down like 75%. And then the bags app coins down like 90%. I didn't check Ralph. I think Ralph is at 20 mil or right around there. So Ralph doing really good. But dude, like we say this all the time, your coin's got to do 2 things. Like when we're euphoric, Hoods, doesn't the earlier buy give you a better position? You're in? No, because you lose so much with the tax. So like the best timing or the best position, it changes by the minute. You might get in at a higher FDV, but because you got more coins, then you can make money faster. Like it doesn't have to hit as high of a market cap for you to break even or be in profit. It's like you got to keep readjusting where that is. You can even just write it out some levels here, right? But yeah, getting in earlier does not mean easier upside or whatever. Usually it's actually probably harder if you're in at the beginning because you get so much less token. Okay. I got to move quick. Fuck. But dude, again, if your token doesn't have utility, and it needs to have like substantial utility, then it's just a meme coin. And if it doesn't have utility, then it's got to be equity. And I'm stuck on Caesar, and I believe with like every fucking fiber of my being that equity needs to be the play. And I've been chatting with some guys about this recently about equity and how do you do it. And there's no platforms that just do it for you because this is all stuff where you got to be compliant and whatever, right? But like, I think there's platforms now that do equity that help you with giving equity to your holders. I didn't know, but okay, I saw this post. This hasn't gone super viral or anything. Like, this is not a crazy hot post, but talk about the thing we've been talking about for a long time. And I love to see that. Ownership tokens, or excuse me, utility tokens are dead. Ownership is next because none of the utility tokens have any utility. So he's just saying meme coins are dead. Ownership is next. Agreed. A platform called SOAR, and I need to dig into these, but enforceable debt agreement that lasts until liquidity event. Equity initially put on chain is bought back by the company from SOAR, who distributes the cash to holders. There you go. That's a way to do it. It's a way to do it. Street Foundation at liquidity event, the pro rata cash amount from the initial equity put up as token goes into a sort of DAO treasury, and then token holders decide what happens with it. So stimmies, whatever. And then MetaDAO, DAO governance over equity. These are 3 options. All of them fine, all of them better than what we have now, I think. Like on paper, I want to see real equity. I want to see people spinning up companies. I want to see actual ownership. But like, that's fine. You need this stuff. This is where it has to go. And I think at some point this becomes normal. And I was hoping, and I still hope, that Bags app can do that. Because as of right now, it's still just a meme coin. And here you go, on to Bags app. And what's really happening there is people are scouring GitHub, finding cool code, good devs, whatever. And they're launching meme coins on Bags app for them. And then they're DMing the people and saying, hey, man, we launched you a coin. Use it to help fund what you're building. No pressure, no nothing. Just claim the money. Hey, by the way, it's $50,000 or it's $300,000. And devs are like, wait, what do you mean? I can claim $50,000 right now. And they're like, yeah, no questions asked. It's just yours. We'll run social. We'll promote the coin and you keep building. You just keep us updated. Right. And these guys is like, holy fuck. Like, this is crazy. This is the future. Like, they get into that shit. They get into that headspace. This is the future, man. You know what I mean? Mesh, how does the tax work? Okay. Yeah. Hang on. When those new virtuals coins launch, they launch at a 99% tax, meaning if you spend $1 on coins, you only get $1 worth of coin. You get $1 worth. That 99% goes to the LP, something like that. You only get $1 worth. Every minute that goes by, that tax goes down 1% till it falls eventually, after, 99 minutes, it falls to 1% tax. Everything will settle at a 1% tax. You buy at a high tax rate because you're hoping you're buying at like a 200K or 300K market cap or FDV. And it's a coin that's going to go to 10 mil, 20 mil, something like that, right? Where you're going to get huge upside on it. Like, huge upside. So that's when you do it. You're only buying at 99% if you think this is a coin that's going like 50 mil, 100 mil. If it's doing that, then you're going to make money buying even at that 99% tax. Anything else, you're not. And so you got to find where to buy it. Maybe it's at 43. If it's something you think's going to 15, 20, 30 mil, right? Like, maybe that's where you take that hit. You got to know the coin, and you have to know where you think it can go, because that's how you can calculate where are you in profit finally. With the TokenWorks tokens, I'm trying to remember where I would buy. I think I would aim around like 80%. I haven't bought one of those in a while. So I think it was somewhere around like 80%, and it still depends on where it was at, where the FDV or market cap was at that moment. But the way it worked out usually was like at 80%, the coins were usually around 200K. And it was something like at 2 mil, I would be even, right? You have to figure out those things. It would be even around 2 mil. And they were coins, I'm like, I think that's going to be at 5 mil, 10 mil, whatever. I'm like, okay, so then I have upside anything past 2 mil. But you just have to, on paper or whatever, calculate it out or use ChatGPT. It's like, it's not hard. You just got to do it once, and then you do it once and it all clicks. But you're only doing it at 99% or 90 or 80 if you think it's like not a $10 million coin. It's got to be more like 30 or 50 or 100, like big coin. Yeah. By the way, Hoods, I like getting skin in the game. I do this all the time. I would put $4 in or 10 or 20 just to feel out the process. So I've done that before. I'm like, I count this gone, but I get to feel out how it works. I think that's awesome. Okay, let's keep going. We're like almost out of time. We got 10 minutes to hit all the other shit, which is cool. Bags app. Okay, so that's what's happening, enticing devs to claim their coins. When you claim your royalties or whatever, your fees, it kind of promotes the coin in the Bags app ecosystem. And then people on Twitter will be like, dude, Dev just claimed. Dev's behind the project now. And it was working, kind of still works, right? But Bags app flipped Pump Fun in volume. Yeah, Mesh. Yeah, 99% isn't working for basically any of them. We've had like 100 million runner on virtuals. We'll find one where it works, but at this point, those big ones won't launch there because they'll launch that other method probably. They'll launch the new Titan method if it's already a big established project. So yeah, I almost would never buy other than just to get some reps in. But yeah, Bags app looking interesting. Easy, rightly calling it out as like what's new here. Like same thing, super aggressive people trying to get you to claim coins and shill the thing and whatever. And for anybody who doesn't watch the weekend stream, somebody did that to my stream. Somebody did that to me, my stream, my personal stream, came in the chat and said, yo, dude, is the Slam Nation thing yours? And I'm like, well, it's, you know, like I do that show. I don't own it, right? But that's my show, right? I do that show. And I'm like, but this one, like on my personal channel, I'm like, this is mine. It's like my personal channel. Dude spun up a coin named Hudah on Bags app. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't hate that. Like, I get what Bags app is. I like the experiment. I'm always down to experiment. So they're like, dude, claim the coins. There's $500 worth of fees. So like, claim the fees and just tweet about it, right? And I got. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It like kind of feels shitty, but also wasn't the worst thing, but it kind of feels shitty. So like, I'm like, okay, I just claim the fees. That's it. And I claimed the fees. And they'd asked me to tweet it, and I'm like, they asked me to like post the contract address, which I'm like, I'm not posting the contract address. I'm not making this like I'm supporting it. I retweeted the initial post saying, guys, somebody tokenized, like made a coin for the show. I'm down for an experiment. And I retweeted it just so people know, because what the hell? If I claim the fees, I'm going to do that. What happened actually got kind of funny, but also again shitty because the guy kind of worked us. The guy who launched the coin had bundled the coin. So the guy who launched the coin before he came into my show to tell me to claim fees bought up a bunch of coin. So he got it all at, you know, like a 10K market cap or what. I don't even know how low he got it, right? And this got like 80 or 90,000 in volume. So the coin definitely pumped. And that dude sold all of his coins. He made probably, I don't even know, but I would guess a couple grand. It wasn't much, but I would bet he made a couple grand. And then he's gone. And then he deleted his post about the coin. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, I got worked. I got. Me claiming the coin makes people think this is legit and I'm going to support it. And I said it was down for like an experiment. But when I realized I got, I'm like, that's shitty. So that's what happened. That's not the only thing that happened, though, because somebody launched like a dupe coin. Somebody launched like a competing coin. And then also on Pump Fun, somebody launched like 3 competing coins, like copies of my Pump Fun side. It just shows how cutthroat this stuff is and how like it is dirty because it's being deceptive. And I think you're going to scare off any real dev, any real Web2 guy, like a non-crypto person is going to see this and think it's gross. Our chat was flooded with people saying, post a CA, claim this, do that. I think we had like 1,300 people in here, right? Like the view count like skyrocketed. But that's scary to these guys. Like the chat gets intense. They're very pushy with you to do certain things. Now, I've been through it, so I know, and I don't care. That shit I don't mind saying no to, but these guys might not know. And especially when somebody's saying you got 50 grand that you can claim and no strings attached, and you got this guy 300,000 plus. So that's Bags app. And Bags app is not going to work until equity. Something else. They're just meme coins now. That's all they are. And still, I hope it works. I hope they can, I don't know, do something more, but I don't know. Here's that guy who accepted the Bags token or accepted the fees from the Bags token. Again, tweeted that he's not going to tweet daily, and that killed the coin. Again, 1.5 mil market cap, crazy. But he did post a big update. He's still doing what he said he'd do, which is I'm not going to tweet daily. It's too much. I'm 100% focused on building the thing. Just shows you building the thing is not what people want. They want your engagement on X. They want you to pump the thing. So let's see. And then like onto the real side of shit. This looks awesome. An update for Claude Code for marketing, or Claude Code for marketing is the product. But I need it. I need this badly. I think everybody needs this. Now you can create your own like agents to help market, which those exist out there, but they're not good. I think maybe the Claude Code version of it might be good. So cool shit. Hoods, we could track the wallet that did it for sure. And we could track the account kind of, even though he deleted his post, but I remember his name was like was it Dav? It was Dav, I think. It was Dav, something like that. But anyway, the guy deleted his post. No, it was somebody else even too. Yeah, see, there's some fuckery here. Yeah, but just like these guys are like a step away from scammers. They kind of are scammers. So anyway, that all happened. All right, we got to do this real fast now. But NFT market, the best shit. Actually, sales up last week, which is great. Not saying much though how bad it is. J-Wise, I saw that. Oh, no kidding. That's what Rasmus's going to build out, huh? Interesting. Anyway, 55.4 million cross-chain sales. So the prior week was almost a 5-year low for sales. We're basically at the same level, but up a little. But yeah, that's how bad NFT market is right now. Sellers fell last week, buyers fell, transactions down, average sale price up decently, and then profits almost at the exact same level, 4.7 mil in the negative. Oh, Frank's channel. Got it. Okay. Do I want to peek at floor price? Yeah, you know what? Again, we don't have much time. Yeah, we really don't. So let's peek at floor prices real quick. Wow. Pudgy's down to 5.15. They got very close to 6. GVC at 0.87. I mean, look at strength in this market. That's Vibeys. Nakamigos looking okay. They just launched that new collection, the Cypherpunks. Ordinals are looking pretty interesting. I'll say that. And not today, but I think in general they are. Gold Monk's 0.028. Sense at 0.0051. Yeah, stuff's looking. I like NFTs. Let's do this quick. But look, there's guys like Adam Weitzman who's still buying, right? He bought the rarest GVC and he bought the rarest Rect guy and he bought, I think, the rarest Chimper, and now he's buying some rare X copies. You got billionaires out there who love this shit and are supporting, and you would love to see them supporting in the bear market too, and maybe he was, and they are, but big sale. And you've got like the Telegram plush Pepes, $19,000 floor. We've seen some of these sell for 40 and 50 and 60 grand. Those things are on fire. NFTs are very quietly doing some awesome things, and most people, 99% of crypto people, aren't touching NFTs and are not even paying attention to them. And you should. You should. If you're not trading them, great. I get it. That's fine. But you should be paying attention to them because they're going to flip. They're going to flip in an instant. And I'm with Farmer Joe. You know I am. That bull run, Bitcoin heading to $1 million, ordinals are going to be the hottest thing in crypto. Bet on that. I am betting on that. I'm not selling any of my Bitcoin stuff because I believe that. Bitcoin, if you believe it's going to $1 million, I think the rare assets on Bitcoin go right up along with it. Taproot Wizards tweeting how big of a sweep to hit a 1 Bitcoin floor, part of the thesis. The guys who hold them now, just like I'm talking about in NFTs in general, are the believers. They're the guys who aren't letting them go for the most part. And these collections are so small, it's not going to take much. A lot of the guys on the Bitcoin collectibles are Bitcoiners. They're really not going to let this shit go. Node Monks, it's going to take 320 Bitcoin as of right now to hit a 1 Bitcoin floor. Puppets 250, OMB 100. Taproot Wizards and Quantum Cats 50 Bitcoin and 40 Bitcoin to sweep them up to a 1 Bitcoin floor. It's not going to happen now. In the next 5 years or in that time that Brian Johnson's talking about. Where was that? Here? That 99 degrees to 101 degrees when the world is different, like very different, it is going to happen. I'm sure of it. I'm making that bet, and I'm not letting that go until I know it's wrong. And at this point, I'm I'm very, very sure it's right. I'm very sure it's going to play out that way. Again, very bottomy now. You have believers left and believers and experimenters. And I think we're at a very special time for NFTs. And like I keep saying, Gary Vee said, 26 is the year of the NFT collector. People are going to get some positions and collections that I think in a few years are going to age as well. Like, guys, as well as if you bought a CryptoPunk in 2017 or 18 or 19 or 2020, right? As well as that is what I think is about to happen here. And it's years off. But I think the stuff that you can get now at today's prices, yes, can go lower. They can go a lot lower. But I think the upside is exactly like we saw with punks. And I think what Raoul Powell is saying here about this Beeple, I believe this entirely. I do. I think Beeple's a historic artist. I agree with him. I think this Giga Chad piece will be looked at something like Andy Warhol's Marilyn that sold for $190 million. I think Beeple is that. He's at a $69 million sale already. I don't care if it was during a FOMO thing and if it was kind of fake or what. It happened. And he's got plenty of pieces that sell for an insane amount of money. He's for the history books. And I do think, I've always compared him to Warhol. Many people do, right? I think he's the Warhol of our generation. And I think his shit's going to be worth that. And again, now's the time. And then we got the brands doing their thing, which is incredible. Wrecked brands with the wrecked drinks and people going and buying those up. And they're getting paid to do it, man. You go buy a case here, $6 a case. You get, I mean, at this point, $20 or more worth of tokens to claim. How crazy is that? And by the way, sustainable for a while too, if the project holds a whole bunch of tokens, and they do. What a crazy thing. It's not a coupon at a store to get 50 cents off or $1 off, or it's not a buy one, get one free. It's literally buy one, 4x your money. How crazy is that? You can't do that anywhere except in crypto. So you got guys buying these by like the truckload and they're making $1,000 or a couple grand or what, like crazy. And I think, and I hope, and I believe we're going to see other people copy that and it will work. And what a crazy thing. In 5 days, they surpassed their 31-day sales target that was set by Giant Eagle. They're going to have people lining up for these to have them stocked in their stores, in their chains. It's going to work. And Wreck Brands is going to be huge. And they got their X Game partnership coming up. And they got an energy drink coming. And I am definitely going to order that. And there's some big stuff happening here in crypto. Big stuff. All we need, I like this. All we need for another full-blown NFT run is 4 or 5 Adam Weitzmans. Dude, he's not kidding. And it's not a joke. It's definitely true. A couple billionaires who prop up floors, who set those prices. And you know how people are and they chase shit. That's all you need. And by the way, we have them here. We have them. We have Adam. We have our secret billionaires who are here spending millions of dollars on art. We have them here. When things get euphoric, they're going to get very spendy. And by the way, those guys probably each on their own have 320 Bitcoin or 250 or 40 or 50, whatever it is. They have that and times much more to spend and waste and have fun and whatever. It's going to get silly. Years off, but it's going to get very silly. I love the experimenting, and I think we end here. I love the Well, I'll end on Vibester, but I love the experimenting. I got my first Modest piece last week. I'm going to probably get my second piece coming up this week. I think he's launching it this week. I think this is fucking awesome. Modest is a collection coming out called Death and Taxes, a 10K, basically PFP collection. And it's a tournament. It's a play on taxes. You have to pay a daily tax, which sucks, but it's the game. Pay a daily tax to stay alive. The amount of tax you're charged can change. And there's like a whole, like you can betray people and make deals and blah, blah, blah. There's so much to it, I guess. And we'll get details on it. But I'll say this. The PFPs look fucking awesome. I will buy one just to have a Modest PFP because they look awesome. And I'll play the game if it's not super expensive. And if these, when you die, when you're out, if you keep your PFP, I don't want it to get burned and be nothing. But like, this is going to be really cool. I was telling Henry, I showed this to Henry. He's like, dude, I've been hearing a lot about this guy very recently. I'm like, it's starting to happen. People are starting to catch on to Modest. Like, Henry doesn't watch this show. He heard about it another way, like organically. So keep your eyes on Modest. And then we'll end with, I think, one of the best bets in crypto. It is Ordinals. It's the GVC NFTs for sure. But more than the GVC NFTs, I think Vibester. I think their token is the spiciest freaking play out there. I really do. Sitting at a 10 mil, almost 11 mil FDV. The REC token got to 500 or 600 mil. It's sitting at 130, 150 now. And no, there's no way Vibester goes there right now. Not right now. But they haven't revealed their whole hand yet. How GVC fits into their Toast studio. How GVC fits into the bigger picture that they do have. They have not revealed their hand, but they got a hand. And they're just doing it the traditional collectible way right now, and it's beautiful. And that token right now, they've burned 17% of the supply. As this goes higher, as those 488 NFTs sell, more token bought and burned and given away. And this is going to get to a point where it's like 30%, 40%, 50% burned. And it doesn't stop. This has got such ridiculous potential. I mean, again, 100 mil is not crazy for an NFT token. It's not. I think we're going to see it. I think we might see more. All right. Now, officially, I'm late and I got to go. So smash the like, subscribe to Crypto Slam on YouTube. Most importantly, go to ethoswarm.ai and get on the wait list. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. And goodbye. Vibester.